Big up, everybody. I'm here with the one and only Taron, AKA BBK Sports, whose channel will be pinned, or is pinned, because it's a pre-record, but it will be out, is pinned in the title. We're here for a happy fan cam for once. A happy fan cam for once. And I say for once because it's not so much about the result today. Arteta did what we've been asking. So when I get people on X saying you don't get to celebrate this, all of that sort of stuff, this is what we've been asking for. So for all you guys who want to dismiss it and say that, or dismiss us, if you enjoyed that moment today, if you enjoyed that last minute winner, if you enjoyed Arsenal pressing forward in the first half, if you enjoyed the nice football, this is what we've been asking for, mate. So maybe if you push for it a bit more, you'll get more of it. But Taron, for me, the biggest thing for today, before I bring you in, the biggest thing for me today was, and I put it out on X at the time, when that blatant penalty wasn't given, and it was a blatant penalty. Look, it should have been a penalty. We all know it should have been a penalty. I'm not having anything else said about it. Technically, you could go down one road. It was a penalty. Any other day, you get the penalty. For me, the second we didn't get that, I thought, right, here we go. Arteta's going to play the victim. It's going to seep onto the pitch. They'll just go, oh, what's the point? What's the point? We can't win. They even let in a goal then until half-time. Yeah, no. And like I put up a thing on X saying, just get over it. Move on. You know, win the game yourself. Forget about the decision. There's nothing you can do about it. And they did. But so what was your overall view of the match, Darren? Were you 100% happy, or do you still think there's parts we can tweak, or what way are you looking at it?
Yeah, mixed bag in it, because it was a clear pen for me. I get the idea that people are saying because Pope got a touch on the ball. Okay, he got a touch on the ball, then he follows through and clears him out and fouls him. So, but what it is, Shane, is Arsenal fans in masses has played the victim card so many times that people are actually scared to be objective and say, no, I'm not playing the victim mentality here, but that was a clear plan. However, yeah, we need to move on. And moving on from the penalty, I thought we were wasteful in the first half. I think we played some brilliant, there was some brilliant passage of play, but we were wasteful. And it's one of those games, you watch football long enough, you're thinking like, oh man, we're wasting so many chances, and your biggest fear is that they'll get one chance and they'll bang. Because I said on Rashid's channel before the game start, like the set pieces for these guys can be dangerous because they have three guys in their back line that are 6'4" plus, between their two center backs, and that they have their own German giraffe, and they have Big Dan Burns. So there was a spell of play where they got like three corners in a row, and I was worried. And they tactically tweaked it and realized, hey, maybe if we take it short, we can get their defensive line to shift. And that's what they did, and they scored. But I thought we were wasteful going forward. I think Trossard should have scored more times than that. The substitute version of Trossard scores that goal. Right? Instead of going near post and hitting the post, the substitute version of him will do the smart thing and go far post and beat Pope. But he hit the post, as they had some great like 2 or 3 shots directly on target. Pope made some great saves, but I think we were good in the first half of moving the ball. Who knew that we, as in the middle of the park, we'll create some clear-cut chances? Like, who knew? That wasn't a very difficult decision to make. But I just thought we were wasteful, and my biggest fear that we would be wasteful, be down 1-0, and in the 34th minute, we were down 1-0.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's what I was worried about. Like you, they were always going to be a threat. They weren't pushing forward. But if we saw, you know, in the thing with the Eze thing is that yes, he has a bit more freedom because he's not out the wing. But what these guys don't seem to understand is that when he gets the ball in the first few minutes, takes it on his left foot, slaps a shot, Pope makes a good save. It gets you going, and it gets the crowd going, and it gets right. Here we go. He didn't take 2 or 3 touches, stop, spin back inside like Odegaard would. He did the right thing. He took a shot. Now, for me, everybody's saying that he was world class and all that in the game. Oh, he was brilliant in patches. For me, he disappeared ever so often. He sort of drifted out. But when he had the ball, he was good. He was direct. He played a great ball through for Gyökeres in the second half. Gyökeres took an extra couple of touches. People are sort of piling on Gyökeres now, going, look, maybe he's not it. For me, all I asked for Gyökeres was, please let him have a game where he has 3 or 4 chances, even if he misses them all. Right? Even if he misses them all, because that will come. That will come. He'll slap one in. Confidence will come. He'll start to he'll grow. All in all, it was good. The only thing was there's still questions for me, right? I want to know if Ethan was injured, because we could have done with him. It seems silly saying that now because we won, but there was a time when I was thinking, get him on now. Saka's not right, get him on, right? I want to know that. I want to know why, if Saliba's injured, is he bringing him on? Mascara didn't have a great game, but he's just a kid. So yeah, I understand bringing someone on for him. I'm just a bit annoyed that he's bringing on an injured player for him after saying that we need to rest him and stuff like that. With Odegaard, he only had 10 minutes in him by the looks of it. Again, another reason why wasn't Ethan on the bench. But that's called nitpicking. And I don't mind that, man, because if you want to win leagues and Champions Leagues, you have to nitpick. You have to make sure that everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. Because on a different day, Pope punches that corner away, or, you know, we don't get to go. There's a lot of little things that can go your way. But all in all, mate, we have to start looking now at, and I said this to Norms on the earlier fan cam, I want to see us win 6-7 in a row now. And I mean 6 or 7 in a row. No draws, no slip-ups. It has to be 6-7 wins in a row with that sort of football, and then we can start talking about it. How do you feel about that? Is that being greedy, or
oh no, that's not being greedy at all. That's being ambitious, and title-minded. Because one will argue, and they'll look at the 6 previous fixtures, and got some hell of a hard fixtures out the way. Even though I thought we could have gotten 12 out of 15, we fell too short of that. Got 10 out of 15. But yeah, the next 5 fixtures, there's Fulham, West Ham, Palace, Burnley, and Sunderland. If I have enough chest to pick us to beat City at home, go to Newcastle and win, and go to Anfield and win. No disrespect to those other teams, even with the new manager bounce, we have to win those games. We absolutely must win those games. Put a run of games together and give Liverpool a couple of questions to answer. But like today when Odegaard came on, like I've always said this about Odegaard, in the capacity when he's on the pitch, when the burden of being the only creative player is not on his shoulders, he can be useful. Yep. Because if Eze is on the pitch, he's on the pitch, all of a sudden he finds more space that he has to work in. Miles Lewis-Skelly, someone who's actually good on the ball, is on the left-hand side that he can spray passes to, get into good space, good pockets of space, and it looks fluid. Like, who knew? All the stuff that happened and unfolded throughout the game today, stuff that we've previously discussed. This is what needs to happen. You put more creative players in the park, we'll look a better outfit. And when you probe, the ball on the ground is good for us because they are massive. Like most of the times when Saka got changed out of Dan Burn, the ball was on the ground because he is 6'7". We can't play aerial football with these men. But the Ethan one was kind of weird. If he was fit, unless he's injured, I'd rather have him on the bench and not need him, and not have him, so to speak. And I think he could have been very, very useful in today's game. But all in all, Newcastle, they got their goal. They tried to slow the game down, tried to do the thing, but credit to the team. They fought till the end, and I hope that this victory inspires them and be the springboard into believing that there is no team that you really can't beat in this league. And I can appreciate Gabriel and Declan Rice grabbing the ball out the net after Marino equalized and got back and be like, hey, we can win this thing, and went on to win the game.
Again, what we wanted to see, Taron. I've had all the top gooners and X going for me for the last 2 weeks because I was saying about the City thing. What ridiculous running into the crowd. Oh, what do you expect? Blah, 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 blah. Look what happens when you show a bit of intent. It not only buys you an extra 30 seconds. It's not about that. It's about the intent. It's about the message that you send to the other team. We're not done here. We are not done here. We're coming for you again. And they go, oh, no. Here we go. And I will give Arteta credit because they showed him on the sideline when the injury time was put up, and he put up 8 to his players and went, get forward. Right?
I saw that.
Again, all we asked. This is all we have asked. And like you said, make it make sense that when you put all these attacking players on, and not only put them on, but let them play. Because someone said to me, oh, sarcastically, I hope you're happy with the attacking lineup. And I said, there's a difference between a lineup and tactics. There's a big difference between lineup and tactics. If he lets them play, fine, all well and good. But he needs to know, because there's 2 things that we need to discuss here. And one of them I want to say to you first is we need to talk about Zubimendi because he ain't it, man. He ain't it. Well, as soon as Royce went into the 6 and Odegaard dropped into the pivot beside him deep and Eze was in the 10, everything changed. Everything changed. So there's 2 things linked to this. There's that. We need to have a discussion about Zubimendi. And there's also the fact that we all pretty much know that when Odegaard's fully fit, that Eze will be thrown back out the wing. So does he need to have the absolute cojones to say, sorry, Zubimendi, you're going to have to work your way into the team now. Royce is in the 6, Eze's in the 10, and Odegaard's in the 8. Yeah,
I think in a game like against like Sunderland and those teams, he'll be more comfortable to sit one of them when we know we're going to dominate the ball. But in big games like this one, Zubimendi, I think you actually spoke on this, that Zubimendi will get exposed in games like this in the Premier League with a big physical midfield with Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno G. But we didn't win the league today, Shane. If you follow the spaces, you would think we're still 2 points. We're still 2 points behind Liverpool. So we have to let this mean something. Kind of like we didn't let the Real Madrid win mean something because we didn't get to the final and win it. So we have to let this be a springboard to go on to 5-5. I'm saying it. The next 5 Premier League games,
minimum.
We're favorites, and I expect 15 points. Might sound rich, but that's what I'm expecting. No excuses.
Yeah, well, Liverpool did 15 in their first 5, so I mean, and they weren't playing well, so it's the minimum it's the minimum that we should be getting, and I don't want to concentrate on Liverpool results. I don't want to concentrate on how they're doing. Or they lost, they drew. Ignore them now. Just keep winning. They should be watching our results, because that's what champions do. That's what champions do. But all in all, Taron, listen, good result. Last minute goals are always great.
Yeah,
team played well. Still things to look at. Zubimendi, Gabriel from the goal. Again, nitpicking, but if you want to win leagues, if anybody's watching this and they think we're nitpicking, if you want to win leagues and Champions Leagues, you have to be literally 99% perfect. It's the little small margins, guys, that make the difference. But Taron, to round it off, we just have to. It has to be 5 out of 5, doesn't it?
Yep, 5 out of 5 for me, and that's just in the Premier League. We put this one behind us, and we move on to Olympiacos on Wednesday. But 5 out of 5, that's the minimum moving forward.
Brilliant. Absolute legend of a man. Absolute legend of a man. Thank you so much for giving me your time as always. Taron's channel is tagged in the description, so make sure you go over, hit a sub, hit a like, all of that good stuff, and we move on, onwards and upwards. This is what we do. Get a win, you move on, you put it behind you, and you move on to the next one, because the next game is another 90 minutes. But big up everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and of course, thanks to the one and only Taron, aka BBK Sports. Make sure you sub.